Now on Friday Night Lights, one of the biggest games of the year in the Imperial Valley under the bright lights of Shimamoto Simpson Stadium. Tigers and Spartans go head-to-head.
Plus, looking to steal the show, the Criminals at Yuma back at home, sporting the program's best record in over a decade.
And after a stretch of 7 straight losing seasons, the resurgent Palo Verde Yellow Jackets come to El Centro with a chance to come one step closer to their highest win total in 18 years.
You're watching Friday Night Lights on KYMA.
Welcome to week 10 of the Friday Night Blitz. Make that Friday Night Lights. We're going to be blitzing through the whole thing. I'm Scott Gross.
And I'm Cole Johnson. Hard to believe we're now in the double digits, and it's now prime time for our area teams to make that push to the postseason.
2 teams looking for a spot at the top of the Imperial Valley standings. They are Central and Imperial. The last time Imperial defeated Central was back in 2016, a 32-13 win at home. I may add that the following year in 2017, they went to double overtime. It was the Spartans that came away 24-21 in that one. Now, could they break that losing streak to the mighty Spartans tonight?
Well, let's find out. Our marquee matchup of the night at Shimamoto Simpson Stadium. Coach David Shaw playing both coach and father for Seth Shaw on senior night. And there's the Tigers and the IVL passing leader, Damian Rodriguez, the captains for the Spartans, ready to roll. Tigers with it first on a 3rd and long. CJ Tiernan backed up pass trying to dump off for a screen, but it's tipped off, almost picked by Israel Santiago, forces a punt on Central's first possession. A couple of Charlie Sullivan runs sets up Spartans up inside the Tigers 10, and there's Rodriguez finding Bubby Garcia down inside the 3, just shy of the first down. Here's Sullivan again on 4th and 1, but the direct snap, and he's stuffed. Julian Jimenez was the first one to get there in a hard collision. Imperial takes over, but just 2 plays into the drive. Tiernan throwing into traffic, he's picked off. That is picked off and taken back down inside the Imperial 10-yard line, and that was Mr. Oziel Rodriguez with a pick. Next play, Sullivan, he's going to get it back, and this time they're not going to get him. Gets to the edge, beats everyone to the goal line for his 12th rushing touchdown of the year. Spartans touchdown to open the scoring. Second quarter, Imperial with a counter action. Freshman Rashad Robinson fakes out the cameraman. He's breaking free down the sideline for inside the Spartans 30-yard line for a big first down. But the drive would stall and set up Ethan Gonzalez with the big lay. A 46-yard field goal has the distance, but it's wide left. Imperial comes up with nothing, and that leads to the big play that they couldn't give up. Here's Sullivan, another direct snap, gets to the outside. He cuts back, and you can kiss him goodbye. Sullivan, the 52-yard score. Spartans go up 14-0. He would tack on another 2 for 4 in the night. They roll Imperial 34-0, and that sets up the bell game next week for the league title.
It's a big one.
There we go. Now out to Eagle Field in El Centro. The Eagles entering in style with some custom gold jerseys. John Haynes, the coach there, telling me they get new ones every year. But there's Coach Wally Grant watching the fireworks at halftime. There would be a fireworks show for Palo Verde. Up 41-0 through the first half. And here's Southwest trying to just make something out of nothing. Nothing happening there. Here's Logan Youngers rolling out of the pocket. He's going to try to go deep downfield, and it's almost picked off by Xavier Bejarano there in the secondary. Palo Verde takes over, and after 2 touchdowns in the first half already, here's Marcus Macon getting it back again, gets to the sideline for a big first down gain. Very next play, they're going to go to their other stud, the 1-2 horse in the backfield. With Xavier Bejarano, it's his turn. Now, he went in the second half with a little bit of an injury. Wasn't sure if he'd come out, and there he is. Kind of re-aggravates it, and he just gives the nope, I'm done right there. Bejarano, we'll see how that injury plays out from now on. But then a couple plays later, Jonathan Crow, the big man, 280 pounds, into the end zone. No one's touching that. Palo Verde goes on to win that one 48-0.
Switching gears over to the Desert League with 2 teams heading in very different directions. After starting 3-0, Holtville has dropped their last 5 in a row. Meanwhile, Vincent Memorial 2-2 in their past 4, but 5-2 overall, looking to keep pace with Palo Verde.
Yeah, and 2 teams with 2 different styles as well, as the ground and pound Holtville Vikings took on the air raid Vincent Memorial Scots.
Our own Luis Lopez was in El Centro for the matchup earlier tonight and joined us with more. Hi, Luis.
Hey guys, yeah, the 2 styles of these teams evident in this matchup, but both teams let the ball fly in this one. To Cal Jones Field we go. Vikings head coach Jason Turner looking on before a Desert League matchup between the Vikings and the Vincent Memorial Scots. We begin in the first quarter. First drive of the game for Vincent Memorial here. They're at 1st and 10 from the Viking 15. Quarterback Akobo Elias takes a snap, ends up keeping this himself. That's good for a 7-yard gain from Elias. Always good when he keeps it himself. We go to the very next play now. Elias with it again. He fakes a throw, then beats some of the pressure. He's going to heave this up to Armando Apodaca, who comes down with a one-handed snag for the touchdown. What a catch from the senior. That makes it 7-0 Scots strike first. Following drive for Holtville, 3rd and 8 on their own 21. Vikes QB Bryce Buscalia with a deep ball over to his running back. Austin Marini on the catch, a 44-yard gain on the pass, along with a Viking first down. Holtville would end up punting on the drive, so now Scott's back with it. Elias looking for a receiver downfield, but the ball finds a green jersey. Andre Estrada coming up with the pick for the Vikings. In the end, however, it would be the Scots taking this one as they win it 21-14. We go to Ward Field last night on the campus of Calexico High School. Bulldogs taking on the Brawley Wildcats in a matchup of a couple of 6-2 squads. To the first quarter, Brawley already making something happen on 1st and goal. Quarterback Ethan Gutierrez finds his tight end, Robert Platt. Touchdown Wildcats. They go up 7-0 after the extra point. Bulldogs would punt on the next drive, so Gutierrez back with it on 1st and 10 from the 50. Gutierrez with the dump off to Platt. Somebody call the Olympics after this hurdle. The Platt catch good for 10 yards and another first down. Later on the drive, the Wildcats going for it on 4th and goal, but the Bulldog defense comes up with a massive stop. Great work there to keep it a 1-score game. Teams would exchange a few punts after that. We go to the second quarter. Gutierrez and the Wildcats in Bulldog territory. EG-13 clears this pass for takeoff, and it pays off. A big touchdown pass to Donnell McKay Washington. In the end, the Wildcats would win this one big as they take down the Bulldogs 42-8.
I'm Chris Mays. I was a lifelong Republican and served as Corporation Commissioner. As your Attorney General, I'll prosecute elder abuse, consumer fraud, and take on the drug cartels because Arizonans deserve a lawyer for the people.
My name is Paul Gerald. I'm the former U.S. Attorney and a lifelong conservative. If Adrian Fontes and I were to sit down and discuss issues important to both of us, we'd likely disagree on a number of them, except this most important of all issues: the survival of our republic. Adrian Fontes will stand up to the extremists. That's why this lifelong conservative is voting for Adrian Fontes.
Paid for by the Arizona Democratic Party, authorized by Adrian Fontes.
You rip and tear your old statements and bills, but thieves use this information to steal your identity. Don't be a victim. Get the ID Police, the new ink roller that encrypts all your old documents. So before you throw it out, just roll it on, and your information is gone, both on the front and through the back. Even if the paper is held up to the light, even your medical information is safe with the ID Police. So block it out before you throw it out. Order now and get your ID Police for as low as $9.99 and get free shipping too. This offer is not available on Amazon, so call or click now to get your ID Police for as low as $9.99 with free shipping. Order now.
Call 1-800-903-8817. That's 1-800-903-8817 or visit getidpolice.com. So call 1-800-903-8817 now.
Varsity Blitz is back, and 13 on your side has all the action.
We can't trust lawbreaker Abe Hamadeh to be Arizona's Attorney General. He committed voter fraud and bragged about it, lied about his income on a public disclosure, and denies the outcome of the 2020 election. Arizona just can't trust Abe Hamadeh.
Sports, weeknights at 10 p.m. Sponsored only by Papa San Rice Bowl.
This is Andrew Ursula with the Yuma Criminals, and you're watching Friday Night Lights.
Tonight, the Yuma Criminals look to do something they haven't done for a very long time.
Man, my computer.
Maybe you're watching the Padre game there, right?
Man, sorry about that.
Padres
folks.
are over.
Sorry. Yeah,
Moving
sorry
on.
about that. That would be
your line. 2 cards.
That would
Two
be
cards.
win 6 games in a season. Also have 2 winning streaks of 3 games in the same season. And Vanessa Gongora was there and now joins us in studio. Hello, Vanessa.
Hey guys, they also have their eyes on a playoff berth as they are currently ranked 21st in the latest IIA Class 3A polls coming into tonight's game against Wickenburg. And heading into Dillon Field at Curly Colt Memorial Stadium where the Wickenburg Wranglers face the Yuma Criminals. With about 50 seconds left in the second quarter, Crims up 13-0. Yuma's first and 10. QB Reggie Anton is going for the long pass. Wait, where did it go? Oh, it's intercepted by Wranglers' Luke Drescher. And now with 44 seconds left in the half, Wranglers second and 10. Benjamin Baker passes to Drescher, but over his fingers it goes incomplete. Now third quarter, Crims still up 13-0. It's second and 9. Anton looking for an open man, doesn't see one, and will carry but gets taken down by Wranglers defense. After a delay of game penalty against the Crims on the very next play, now on the 25, Anton. He's going to get the ball, and he's going to side shuffle and sends a deep one into the end zone. And touchdown by Yuma's wide receiver, Manuel Garcia, now 19-0. Yuma's feeling themselves, so they're going to go ahead and go for the 2-point conversion. Anton darts a bullet to Garcia to see if he can do it again, but unfortunately not. A little shy at the end zone. No worries for them as they go on to defeat Wickenburg 33-0.
They have a half dozen wins now. Congratulations to them. To Veterans Memorial Stadium and the Gila Ridge Band performing during homecoming tonight. In town, the 4-2 Knights of St. Mary's. The Gila Ridge Hawks 2-4 and looking to snap a 4-game skid. Opening drive for the Knights on third down. A toss to the left side to senior P.J. Lewis. The Hawks, Michael Gilaz with a strip. The ball bounces right to Andrew Cannon, who falls on it for a Knight first down. Moments later, junior quarterback Jimmy Hill rolls right fire sideline and picked off by the Hawks senior Braden Faber. Now after Hawks punt St. Mary's back on offense, check out the Hawks junior Kobe Caldwell, who makes a tackle and comes up with a shoe. Look what I found. Hawks defense would force a turnover on downs. Gila Ridge, they're back on offense, back on the field to start the second quarter. Give the ball to Rashawn Keel. The big fellow rumbles for 9 yards and a first down. Later, sophomore quarterback Steven Navis with the fake play. Rolls left, finds Braden Faber for the first down. Faber effective on offense and defense. Now on third and long, Navis with the sidearm sling to Faber on the near side. Not enough for a first down. A defensive battle throughout the first half. And it'll be St. Mary's rolling this one by a score of 28-0.
All right, now we go out to Raider Field. Cibola trying to pick up just their second win of the year, taking on the Westview Knights. Opening kickoff for Cibola. And Westview is going to be on the return on this one. Kind of fumbling right there back at the 15-yard line, and they're going to get it close to just past the 30, towards the 35-yard line. Westview would take over first. Now they drop back to pass over to the sideline, getting across the 40, but a nice play made there by the Cibola defense. A lot of black jerseys there to make the play on offense. And then look at this play. The little tight end here going down, that's going down inside the 30-yard line. Andrew McNair, a big pickup. The Raiders, nice pink sleeves there on Breast Cancer Awareness Month as well. Here come the Raiders, trying to make something happen as they're going back to pass. Nowhere to go with it is Carter Rutledge, but he ends up finding Isaiah Areola. Areola getting back to the middle of the field, brings it down inside the 5-yard line, sets up Cibola nicely. And here is the rollout, the little handoff, and it looks like that is in for the touchdown. Well, I don't know if we have a signal here. A little short from McNair. I'm not sure what happened after that. Westview up now in the shotgun.
Good. Something good
happened here. Westview trying to make something happen, but in the end, as this pass is going deep down the field, there's a Westview wide open. Cibola would come up with a stand, though, and they pick up their second win of the year, Scott. 25-15 the final.
Congratulations, Raiders. Speaking of Raiders, Isaiah Areola is going to take us to the break.
My name is Isaiah Areola. I play wide receiver for the Cibola Raiders. You're watching Friday Night Lights.
Happy Friday, everyone. I'm Cole Johnson. Monday on Sunrise, we continue to track the back and forth debate over the shipping containers that fill the Yuma border wall gaps, how the federal government will respond after Arizona state and local leaders refuse to move the containers. Plus, another potential strike looming. What will come of the standoff between railroad companies and unions that have led to another rail strike threat, and how it could affect our local area. These stories and more, Monday on Sunrise.
What are you guys doing?
Just putting the tent together for the tent sale.
No, no, no. It's not a sale on tents. It's a sale on pre-owned vehicles.
This Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we'll be marking down our entire pre-owned vehicle inventory during the Chapman Chevy Buick GMC tent sale. For pre-owned vehicles. Because why would we sell tents?
I told you so.
The new Miracle Blade World Class 2012 Professional Series is the best set of knives you'll ever own. The spectacular World Class 2012 Series, over a $300 value for just $39.95. But we're just getting started. We'll send you a complete second set of Miracle Blades for free. That's right, another entire set, a $300 value for free. Just pay shipping and processing. And we're still not done. If you're one of the first 500 callers, we'll send you 2 additional Miracle Blade World Class Slicers. That's an additional $80 value, totally free. Miracle Blade World Class is also guaranteed for life. We'll replace any damaged knife at any time for any reason for free forever. Over $600 worth of knives for just one payment of $39.95. Don't miss this opportunity. Call right now or just log on to miracleblade.com.
Exceptional Community Hospital Yuma is now open 24/7 to provide concierge care with private inpatient rooms that accommodate family members and emergency services that include an in-house lab, pharmacy, CT and X-ray imaging suites, and board-certified physicians with a short wait time. Exceptional accepts all private and government insurance. You deserve exceptional health care.
I'm Maximus. And I'm Aurelius. And you're watching Friday Night Lights.
Let's go to Warrior Field at San Pasqual Valley High School. The cheer team out in full force for homecoming. The Dust Devil of Santa Cruz Valley in town. Smile, you're on candid camera. Head coach Manny Sanchez and the Warriors back in action after the injury bug forced the team to forfeit a week ago. Late first quarter, Warriors in a deep hole. The Warrior jack of all trades, Ethan Jakovich, finds junior Jose Gutierrez for a short gain to the 9:45. First play of the second quarter, 4th and 10. Jakovich on the keeper, and the big fella shakes a few tackles and drags another for a Warrior first down. Moments later, Jakovich rolls right. The ball looks like a mini ball in his hand. He tosses and misfires, picked out by the Devils sophomore Jonathan Ramos. That would lead to this a few plays later. Sophomore quarterback Nathan Harris finds Sean Lewis Banda for the 40-yard score. Devils rolling big early. Next Warrior drive, they force a punt. Watch this, Gutierrez with the boot. It'll be deflected off the line. It'll wobble on the field and wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Marshawn Thompson will pick it up, and then a little schoolyard tag, which no one can catch him. Santa Cruz rolls on the Warrior homecoming by a score. Well, that's not the right score. It was not pretty out there as well. Let's take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard.
Yeah, to our out-of-town scoreboard, Yuma Catholic coming through with a 35-20 win. They got up to a big lead, kind of gave it up, but they held on for the win late. Richard Stallworth, another 4 touchdowns. Kofa taking the loss at Independence, 26-10. And then a final from last night, Calipatria falling to 0-8 with a 49-27 loss.
Helmet props, I'm going to go with Yuma Catholic. They keep on rolling, and the props go out to Richard Stallworth again. 5 touchdowns, 4 to Jay Seal, no picks, in a 35-20 win for the good guys.
Yeah, could pass that state passing record next year for yards. Touchdowns last week, yards next week.
Rhett told me tonight about 180 yards away.
He's close. He's so close. Now to Central. I got Central. I got Charlie Sullivan for ripping off 4 touchdowns. The offensive line with the guys in front. Head coach, the coaches for the calls, and Spartans go in that Bell game next week unbeaten in the IVL.
Luis.
Guys, a big past week for Brawley head coach John Self. His Padres get rid of the Dodgers in the National League Division Series, and then his Wildcats football team with a big win over Calexico. So hats off to the Wildcats.
Vanessa.
Gentlemen, tonight my hats off to the Yuma Criminals and quarterback Reggie Antone for their 3rd win in a row.
6th win on the season. Thank you so much for watching Week 11.